Negative mass and metaphysics of sound and matter. Negative mass is like air, yet unpredictable. How do we perceive what isn't there? By reducing the field and accounting for surrounding physical mass. We begin to assign weight to negative matter. The carbon footprint then becomes a residual echo of energy, superhighway where inertia flows instantaneously through the vacuum of space. Compression of mass and matter becomes plausible when antimatter exhibits its own gravitational pull, an electrically embedded conductor transforming mass into antimass. Anti-gravity opposes gravitational motion with inertial force. Variables counterbalance invisible factors by introducing time as a particle. If a conscious thought becomes subconsciously observed, does it become a positive thought or a negative matter? Both remain unseen. One must ask, where does time go when you give it no importance? If time is a conscious construct, could negative mass subconsciously be a decay of antimatter? Energy dispersed across an emitted spectrum. In a vacuum, sound cannot travel unless coded into bite-sized data, layered as a behavioral language for an of observable matter. Particles in zero gravity flow in downward spirals, circular vortices with lateral currents. If matter is gravity, antimatter becomes time and distance. If energy being the vibration and frequency of a conscious particle even when unobserved. The inertial motion, when inverted, allows antimatter to emit manifests as renewable, self-sustaining energy at the molecular level, tuning negative matter into physical mass. Colliding particle in inverted worlds become visible through the power of manifested consciousness, forming positive antimatter. This is the architecture of physical development. Love regenerates conscious life forms, giving rise to a pulse, a living rhythm born to love itself. When worlds collide, altered depth perception becomes a force of its own. By deconstruction, time's flow and motion, we enter a five-dimensional perception, removing the fourth dimension of distance. When time is reconstructed via current flow, we breach a ninth dimension. Bypassing known laws, here forces must be finely tuned using satellite to recycle both physical matter and antimatter. This concept becomes the deconstruction of time, matter, self-renewing energy, measured distance, resonating frequencies, and pitch. Unseen energy travels faster than sound, yet slower than photons. Evading gravity and mass, in applied metamechanics, photons can be embedded with artificial particles and shaped through observation. Quantum entanglement repurposed via controlled displacement. Forget nuclear fission, splitting atoms is obsolete. Instead, split the difference, like contract, shading, and perception. Charged particles may fuse using Tesla's coil, giving Earth a fighting chance at longevity. We are citizens of Earth, continental cooperation, a united global currency, open stock market, self-inflating economies versus self-preservation. All other luxuries, including interstellar travel, are but light years away. There is no measurable distance in a vacuum unless depth is perceived. Breaking the sound barrier under atmospheric pressure or via compressed antimatter remains unconsciously subjective. Sound's travel is not merely distance multiplied by speed, but an interplay of pitch, emotion, and vibrational energy beyond the space-time continuum. Fabric devoid of perception is easier to sever than to distort. When guided by interdimensional logic, we defy physics. This open opportunity for interplanetary colonization if our collective consciousness pulse in harmony. Can photon be electrically charged with sound particles? If sound is vibration and its frequency is broken into code, can it travel time? Can artificial sound embed in a non-vibrational field, creating matter from a negative mass? By charging one's frequency field outside known physics, artificial sound becomes code, harvest from air. This is the realm of carbon copy and blind carbon copy sound particles, altering air density and directional energy flow. In this paradigm, depth perception becomes optional. sound strips of dimension become fluid, a potential dimension itself. White noise and redistribution sound can travel through time, maintaining alignment with our biological clock. Compression, pitch, frequency ratios all become tools. Artificial sound, once thought random, can be clipped, merged, and emotionally charged, reshaping mass and defying Newtonian law. Energy as particle, sound as code, consciousness as current. This is the stepping stone for physical transportation and time replays. In atmospheric pressure, unconscious air bends gravity. In vacuum, negative light becomes antimatter. Sound bites from energy waves. What depth does a yell have when shaped by hands into focused vibration? Pitches carries emotional resonance, revealing the asymmetry of forces. It's time to harness potential energy in its condensed form. Through vibrational weapons, defense, and levitation, electricity charged fields become possible. Mercury vortex, vibrational conductors, and anti-gravity devices. Metaphysical orbs are conscious energies in physical form. Satellite debris becomes energy storage. Matter, when harnessed, is observable and confirms Earth's shape via centri- centrifugal forces. A theory of reference: first voyage A to Z, second A to A1, open quote, A1A, A1B, A1C, 2 A2, third A to A2. Renewable energy may not be physical, but metaphysical sustainability, like wheels of a bike endlessly turning.